They call it the Great Game, the powerful British and Russian Empire's posture over control over the Afghan territories. Serving as a buffer between the European superpowers and the valuable resource that is India, the Afghan people are caught in the middle. As the leader of your tribe, you can only hope to maintain Pax Pamir. As the leader of one of the local tribes, you're not so much concerned about which political heavyweight will come out on top, as you are concerned with hitching your wagon to the winning side. You claim victory if you are the favored son of the empire that ultimately emerges supreme. You'll start the game with a few rupees at your disposal and a nominal allegiance to either the British, Russians, or Afghan warlords. On your turn, you perform 2 actions. As an action, you can purchase a card from the market. The further away from the end, the more expensive the card will be. You take the card into your hand and add any rupees on the card into your possession. Also, as an action, you can discard a card. There is a hand limit, so you might find yourself needing to make room. If you spend both actions on a single turn discarding cards, you can also take a single rupee from anywhere in the game, including from other players. You can also play a card into your tableau as an action. Doing so can have all sorts of ramifications depending on the type of card that's played and the symbols depicted on it. There are 4 types of cards in the game: purple political, blue intelligence, red military, and yellow economic. Each type of card will add units to the play area. The number of units depends on the type of card played, and the number of units is dictated by the strength indicated by the stars on the card. Political cards add tribes to a region. Intelligence cards add spies to your tableau. These are represented by cubes in your color that could be thought of as your very own tribesmen. Military cards add armies to a region, and economic cards add roads between regions. These are represented by cylinders in the color of the empire that you are loyal to. It's best to think of these as units associated with the empires rather than your own. Additionally, every card will grant an inherent benefit. Intelligence cards increase your hand size, while political cards increase your maximum size of your tableau. And if that weren't enough to keep track of, nearly every card has a special action symbol on it. When they are added to your tableau, they become available to you on your turn as one of your actions. These special actions are used for things like moving spies and armies around the play area, taxing other players, and buying gifts for the empires to curry favor. Each card is packed with information and possibilities. Every play can alter the game state in significant ways. Luckily, since all the cards are purchased from a public display, there's usually time to prepare for it, and it also creates a space where open bargaining and agreements can be made, something I really do enjoy. It's a very real possibility that multiple players can be loyal to the same empire. A shared incentive is created where those players want the same empire to become supreme, though only one winner will be crowned. So it's in your best interest to let the other players worry about making sure that empire comes out on top, while you work on sucking up to them. It's a glorious tension that I wish were more prevalent in the board game scene. There are 4 modes in the game that correspond to the 4 types of cards. Only one mode is in place at any given time, and they flavor the gameplay by turning the associated special actions into free actions. When the military mode is in place, more attacks can be made, but when it's replaced by the intelligence mode, spies can run rampant. It creates a nice ebb and flow that forms the narrative of the game. The military outburst flows into a cold war of information and espionage. Modes also dictate the end game condition. When a topple card shows up in the market and is purchased, the game is paused to check if there is a winner. First, an empire must be dominant in the mode's category. If this happens, whoever is most loyal to that empire is the winner. The topple cards are dispersed semi-randomly throughout the market deck, and your goal is to manipulate the game state in your favor. Making sure your empire is dominant during the right mode and being able to activate a topple card at just the right time is no small task. For what is essentially a card game, there's a lot going on. The game plays best with more players, but that also means there is more information to keep track of. So for players who like to feel in control and have a good snapshot of the game state at any given moment, be warned. The landscape of Pax Pamir can change dramatically in the blink of an eye. Loyalties can be changed, vital members of your tribe can be assassinated, and failed topples will level the playing field. These events are never complete surprises due to the nature of the market, but they're still surprising. I've had games last as little as 45 minutes and others just over 2 hours. And while that might sound like a swingy, chaotic environment, it actually speaks to the greatest strength of Pax Pamir, its narrative and sense of place. The cards aren't just numbers and stats, they're people and places. Take this Kanat system card as an example. It's an economic card that establishes an irrigation system in the city of Herat. This, as you could imagine, would bolster the economy and create infrastructure in the form of roads. Additionally, the increased economic capacity allows for you to purchase gifts as a sign of loyalty to your chosen empire. It really just makes sense. Having said all that, too often I feel like I'm pushing buttons and pulling levers on a mystery machine and watching the results unfurl before me. I haven't been able to fully wrap my head around the long-term ramifications of my actions. And maybe that's the point, that conflict is messy and the actions of people caught in the middle are secondary to those in power. That in an arena where everyone is acting in their own self-interest, you only have so much control over your own fate. A sobering thought. I'm not sure if Pax Pamir is what I want in a game. It's complicated, unwieldy, and chaotic, but I'm certainly intrigued by it, and most of all, I respect it for exploring a subject you don't see too often. It's an experience like no other, and the game sticks with me days after I played it. If nothing else, I'm glad it's been a part of my board game experience.